Lady Whistledown is the driving force of the gossip in Bridgerton, and the distribution of her letters is always an anticipated moment in the show. Every member of the Bridgerton family is very familiar with Whistledown's publishings, although her identity is shrouded in mystery. However, at the end of Season 1, audiences discover that the one and only Penelope Featherington is Lady Whistledown. In every season of Bridgerton, Penelope takes her quill and informs the Ton about all the latest scandals and exciting matches of the season. Whistledown's narrations and letters are rife with drama and are very opinionated, although some are more relevant than others. While Whistledown's reports in certain episodes are because the news is simply too juicy to ignore, some of Penelope's publications hold much more personal meaning. 24. Diamond of the First Water. Season 1, Episode 1. Lady Whistledown's first announcement to the Ton. Bridgerton's first episode contains several letters from Lady Whistledown and, ironically, Penelope introducing herself to the community as the author ruffles a lot of feathers. Her breakdown of the Bridgerton and Featherington families is a great way to set up the Bridgerton characters and establish who they are to audiences, but Penelope is careful in her phrasing. Whistledown clutches the attention of the Ton on a day that should really be about the debutante. While they are still the main focus, it's hard for the residents to avoid talking about Whistledown's mysterious letters suddenly appearing around the surrounding area. However, she ensures that her first letter asserts her dominance by telling the Ton that her judgment is more important than Queen Charlotte's. Lady Whistledown chooses Daphne as the diamond of the season. Although Whistledown is adamant that the Ton will never know who she is, she very much knows them, establishing an aura of dominance. With Whistledown's name on everyone's lips, her decision to label Daphne as the season's incomparable is perfectly timed. Penelope sees Daphne's debut with her own eyes, and she knows nobody can deny that the Queen's reaction is favorable. However, in Penelope's home, her mother is far from pleased about Whistledown's opinions. Portia's youngest daughter doesn't hesitate to pull focus from Bridgerton's Featherington family and place it on the titular group, although it makes sense, considering that Penelope doesn't like being perceived. Even Violet believes that Whistledown is rather harsh about the Featheringtons, unaware that Penelope is doing this to avoid suspicion. Lady Whistledown dwells on Lady Danbury's party. In the build-up to the ball hosted by Bridgerton's Lady Danbury, Whistledown builds friction in the Ton by discussing the pressures of the first of many social events of the season. Penelope already fears being a spinster herself, but she isn't afraid to spark the same worry into the hearts of her peers. She also happily calls out some of the male population for their terribly rakish ways and shames them into re-evaluating their priorities over marriage. What is surprising, albeit quite funny, is that Penelope mocks her mother's choice of dresses. The Featherington style is undoubtedly bold and unique, but as Pen proves in later seasons, it isn't to everybody's taste. This letter demonstrates just how confident she is as Whistledown, especially as, at this moment, she doesn't seem concerned about repercussions over slandering her own family. Lady Whistledown shifts her attention to Marina Thompson. Whistledown's sudden announcement that Daphne is no longer the true diamond is a truly gossip-worthy moment. Lady Whistledown's decision to turn on Daphne and focus on Marina is chaotic, but it is also a clever one, seeing as she had hoped to push her debut back a year, just like Eloise. However, Penelope's actions are more layered than this. She knows that the Queen will hate being wrong more than anything else, and she causes conflict by suggesting this. Whistledown's report also impacts Daphne, whose many suitors start to dwindle, which causes her to panic over her prospects on the marriage market. What's even better, though, is that Pen pokes at Portia's ego by mentioning that the true diamond is under her roof, but she isn't one of her daughters. Lady Whistledown updates the Ton on the Bridgertons, Simon, and Marina. Whistledown continues to keep the Ton's gossip mill grinding by feeding information over Simon's adamance in not taking a bride. Despite this, Penelope creates more chaos by planting the idea in the mothers' heads that the Duke of Hastings' mind can be changed. However, she also shares the news that Colin has set his sights on Marina. Pen tries to remain as straightforward as she can with these comments, but mentioning that Colin will sweep Marina off her pretty little slippered feet is one of several subtle Bridgerton details that prove her jealousy. However, Whistledown also ensures that Daphne's reputation continues to slip by making the Ton question whether Nigel, the town idiot, can reverse her rather dire circumstances, although she likely does this simply to tarnish the Bridgerton name and to put her father off agreeing to an engagement between Colin and Marina. Lady Whistledown announces Daphne and Simon. Whistledown's letter about the Vauxhall Gardens party is very impactful. Of course, while it is all staged, Penelope is quick to report Daphne and Simon's implied courting, re-establishing the eldest Bridgerton daughter as the season's diamond. Pen also makes sure to assert her dominance as the Ton's most knowledgeable by stating that if anyone would share how the pair got together, it would be her. Pen appears to be more confused by their supposed relationship than anything else, although she seemingly thrives on the new content she has to play with. While she doesn't mention this in the letter, it's interesting that Whistledown starts to charge for her reports from this moment. It shows that Pen isn't to be messed with, but also that she is very aware that she has the ton hanging on her every word.